ways of doing things.
And did these new things that you talk about forms and cultural norms, did they test your language skills in different ways?
I think so. I think the way you express things, I think my biggest test was I thought I had this culture down pat. Mm-hmm. And now I'm married to someone and it's like, wait a minute, I don't. So I guess language is important because you're trying to express yourself as clearly as possible. Mm-hmm. At that time I was also an argument person, so I want to argue, and so you need language for that. I think by this time I'm confident in my English. I'm confident in my English, even though I know that I still have a lot to learn. Mm-hmm. But I'm not very confident in oh wow, we're very different. Mm-hmm. And so we have to negotiate in his language, because he spoke little Spanish. He didn't speak that much Spanish. Mm-hmm. So yes, language was tested, but here's culture more than language, and understanding of culture with somebody you're living with and committed to.
So what are some of the other things that you learned about the United States? What did you feel that you hadn't known? You talked about the forms and stuff like that, but...
I remember something interesting is when we married, we started out in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And we didn't last there about 3 months. And then your dad got a job in New York. And everybody told me, you're going to have such an easy time finding a job in New York because you speak several languages. So obviously, I thought a week or two, I got a job. It was not that easy. It was really hard to find a full-time job. Mm-hmm. And so that reality kind of struck me as I thought languages were valued. And mm-hmm. maybe they're not valued as much as I thought. But wait, I'm in New York. Mm-hmm. Languages should be valued. And then I remember I had an offer from I want to say it was a publishing, it wasn't a publishing company. I don't know what kind of company. It was a job offer as an account executive. And they pretty much offer it to me, and we have the first lunch. Mm-hmm. And then in the first lunch, I realized it's all about clients and numbers and math. This is not my thing. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, I gotta be without a job. I can't say, it was a good pay. It's kind of your Bloomberg experience.
Right.
It's kind of oh gosh, I got a job, great pay.
Right.
Sounds awesome. I go out to lunch, and it's all about numbers and accounting and clients and and it's like very scary to me.
Right.
It's like, this is just, not only am I not going to enjoy this, but I'm going to mess it up. Mm-hmm. Big time. So I went home and I started the process of looking for a job again. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't an easy process. It was not easy to get a job for me in New York. Mm-hmm. It took me a while.
Then you decided, Dad got a job in Venezuela. Mm-hmm. How did you react to that? What did you think?
I was thrilled. We weren't thrilled about Venezuela. So Brazil was pretty much his dream. Uh-huh. And he got Venezuela, and he wasn't as thrilled, but he was thrilled to be going overseas for the first time working. My being happy was, I'm an adult and I'm going to live very close to my parents.
Right.
In my culture. And that's going to be really interesting for our relationship, because now it's a reverse process. There's a little hesitant because Venezuela and Colombia don't have a great relationship all the time, or have not until then, and still kind of don't. So I thought, this is going to be interesting. But being in Latin America attracted me a lot. And so I was very excited about that. And so we moved, and I think those 10 years for our relationship were incredible, because it was a time for him to, no wonder this is how you reacted to when I used to do this, that, or the other. He would understand where it would come from, because actually the cultures between Colombia and Venezuela, even if we dislike to say it, they're in some ways very similar.
How are they similar, and were there any moments in which you were surprised by something that you thought would be similar? Were there some things that were definitely Venezuelan as opposed to Colombian?
Definitely so. Well, first of all, similar in that, for instance, going back to the instance, if you're going to get a visit from some old friends that you haven't seen in a while, you get your